All right, we're back again with another episode of Roofer Reflections. So I'm really excited to have David on the show. David, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
And I know your early experience looks like is in I guess would it be correct to say property management?
Yeah, that's correct. I definitely cut my teeth in the residential end of things. I started out as a musician, so through my 20s, I played music and went for it. I was in bands that, we released music and we did the touring thing for a while. And I always told myself that if I made it to 30 and I wasn't where I needed to be, then I needed to figure something else out. I had bought a house, I don't know, I was probably 27 or so. And I'm looking at all the fees and everybody you have to bring in, home inspectors, appraisals, and obviously your real estate fees and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, man, I'm paying all sorts of money for all these people. Like, what do these people make? Is it maybe I should look into this? And I did. That's actually how I kind of got into it. I decided, well, I had a friend that I played music with, and he's like, hey, I started doing appraisals. He's like, maybe you should look into that. I was like, yeah, actually I probably should, because I just shelled out a few $100 for an appraisal. So yeah, went down that road. I did the appraisal thing for a hot second, but that led me into real estate, residential real estate, property management.
What'd you learn there? Property management, residential, that area. What sort of learning or experiences do you have there?
Well, that is cutting your teeth. That is for sure. My very first job in the real estate market was working at a community where you were leasing apartments and stuff like that. So I started out as a leasing agent, and the property manager there was like, I was probably 2, maybe 3 months in. She's like, we're going to give you your own property. So I was managing a property, had about 75 apartment homes in it. And boy, you'd see all sorts of things going on there.
What ultimately got you into roofing?
So from there, as I was cutting my teeth in the commercial biz, I was creating budgets. And one of the things that was a huge capital expenditure, probably 3 of the biggest things in commercial real estate, is HVAC, parking lots, and roofs. And so I would solicit bids, and I would have to get 3 from everybody. And getting those bids back were big. I mean, if you're doing a shopping center, we'll talk roofing. I don't know much about the HVAC thing. That's not really my bag. My bag is more in I did asphalt for a hot second as well, where I was selling parking lots. Another very lucrative end of the business, much like roofing. But when you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes $1 million+ for a roof in commercial, that also opened my eyes. So I got chummy with a couple of my vendors. The first one was asphalt. And I wound up selling parking lots for a company doing that. And then that transitioned into roofing. I did it for a solid 6 years and change. But yeah, it was an interesting foray. And definitely, I thought I knew something about roofing when I first got into it. I'm like, hey, I've looked at bids. I know what TPO is. I have an idea. And I wound up working for, the largest commercial roofing company in the country, in North America. That transitioned from a full-blown sales position at first. And then about 6 months into it, there was an opportunity that opened up in the Jacksonville market, Florida, that gave me an opportunity to run that office as the senior project manager.
What sort of thought did you have about going to impression or thought did you have about the roofing industry going in, and then what did you learn while you were in it?
Well, I thought about getting out of it a couple times. That's for sure. And then, you start getting more confident. Once you get the confidence behind what you're selling, what you're talking about in the commercial market, you're talking to engineers, you're talking to people who make decisions at a high level, and you're talking about projects that average in the $250,000 range. So it's big money, and to be able to provide the options that a customer is looking for. A lot of times the company that I work for, we were at the top of the echelon as far as pricing was concerned. We were more of the Cadillac of roofs, shall we say. And so we were never your low bid, always the high bid, 9 times out of 10. And so to be able to talk about the why and the value that we brought to the table that other contractors didn't, wasn't always the easiest sell, because you do have customers out there that really just don't care. They just want the lowest price and be done with it. But if you're looking to have a relationship with somebody for 20 years, because that's really what it comes down to when you're selling a roof, a commercial roof, you're going to be servicing that roof right along. And it's one of those things where, confidence and trust in your contractor means everything. When you have a company that's been around for 55 plus years, you can offer that. We bid a lot of roofs, but we definitely did not win all the roofs. So it was a good, hard lesson in sales. I always said when I was starting my journey in commercial roofing that if I found this job in my 20s, I would be much better off. It is great it's great for anybody, don't get me wrong. But if you're young and you're thinking about getting into this industry, do it. That is my advice. Just do it. Start at the bottom, be a tech, be a service guy, learn everything that you can, and get to that level where you are a project manager, senior project manager, and you're calling the shots. You are going to be so much better prepared to have that title and to be successful. So that would be my advice to anybody looking to get into, I guess, any roofing business. I've never been in residential, I don't know, but the commercial end of things, absolutely. Learn absolutely everything you can. Get your hands dirty, and you got to start. You start at the bottom and learn it from the bottom up.